Your T-Cross. Does it come in orange?
Don't think so.
It comes in orange. The new T-Cross. You'll just want one. Volkswagen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2020 Bay Games, the Unstoppable Edition. Good morning if you're joining us for the first time. Welcome back if you joined us this morning. So, what has happened so far? Well, at approximately 6:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we not released Workout 1, but went through the movement standards. Of course, the workouts have been released for some time now, and athletes have had a time window to perform that workout. It was a gruesome combination of burpees over the rower, followed by a huge amount of rowing, and then finishing with some burpees over the rower again. We also released the floater workout, event number 5, Are You OK?, which was another little couplet, but this time very short. Ski, erg, cowls, and dumbbell power snatches. Both events are being undertaken by athletes right now as we speak, or at least they're finishing them up, I should say. And I'd like to welcome back the director of the Bay Games and my co-host, Mr. Matt Locke. Matt, welcome once again.
Ed, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a fun morning so far, and you find us this time at the Jervis Bay Brewing Company. Very much a supporter of the Bay Games. In fact, there was originally a workout called Beer O'Clock that would have featured in the in-person Bay Games this year. And for sure, it's the legends here in Woolamaya that were going to support us with all of those kegs full of water, unfortunately, in that case. And apparently, it's a little early right now to get a beer. But nonetheless, very pleased to be here and appreciate their support very much indeed. Now, Ed, before you lead us into event 2, as you know, Peter Day is going to undertake each of the workouts during today, and sure enough, he did event 1 just a few minutes ago and finished just a few minutes ago. In fact, there's still a bit of sweat on the brow, if I'm honest, because we weren't able to get into F45 Huskerson until their class had finished this morning. But I'm going to hand you over to Alethea, who's going to have a chat with Peter and talk about how that went for him.
So I was able to witness Peter take this on, and I'll tell you, it was an amazing feature of fitness. Peter, how did that workout go for you?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great workout to start the weekend. It was very much a pace workout. I think the key to that one was really just get your breathing right, get a consistent pace, and then just stay with it, stick to it.
And would you do that one again?
Look, I've done that one already now, so it's no more recounts. But no, it was a lot of fun. I think the burpees at the start was a really good way to get your heart rate right up, and the rowing, it's a decent row for everyone, no matter what level you're doing, and just finding your pace throughout it, making sure you stay consistent, and the last burpees at the end, just go for everything you got.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. All right, Ed, I think it's time. We've got hungry athletes out there ready and waiting to find out how event 2 is going to look. Over to you.
Thanks, Matt. And I should say that I reckon I finished event 1 probably at least an hour, maybe even an hour and a half before Peter did, and he still looks significantly better than I do after it. So well done to him. Now, before I release event number 2, I should say thanks to our broadcast partner, Kinghorn Motors, who have been unbelievable and a support from the start. Let's get stuck into event 2 for the individuals, which is called Double Trouble. 4-time with a 16-minute cap. Advanced athletes will do 20, 15, 10 reps for time of a slam ball slam, a double dumbbell bench press, and a double dumbbell thruster. Men for the bench press will use 15, and for the thruster 22.5, and females for the bench press will use 10 and 15. Intermediates and juniors, exactly the same rep scheme, 20, 15, 10 reps for time. Men will use 10 and 15 kilos. Ladies will use 8 and 10 kilos. Masters 40 plus, again, same reps for time, 20, 15, 10 reps for time. Slam ball slams, double dumbbell bench press, double dumbbell thrusters. Men using 10 and 15 kilos respectively, and females using 8 and 10 kilos respectively. Now, I'm going to cross back to Alethea and Peter, who gave us a wonderful demonstration earlier this morning of the first 2 events, and we'll cross back now so that they can give us another demonstration of event 2.
Alrighty, going into event 2, we're going to work through the movement flow of the workout and then into the movement standards. The flow will start with the athlete doing 20 slam balls, then progressing to the bench to do 20 dumbbell bench press, Moving on to the thrusters, double dumbbell thrusters, 20, and then progressing back to the ball, 15 slam balls. To the bench, 15 dumbbell bench, 15 dumbbell thrusters. And then one more round, 10 ball slams, 10 dumbbell bench, and 10 dumbbell thrusters. Movement standards, the ball slam. The slam ball must be taken from the ground to an overhead position and thrown back to the ground. It is not required for the athlete to fully lock out the arms overhead. Notice that the ball did go above Peter's head. Peter will now show us 2 no reps, where the ball is below the head. Before the slam ball reaches the ground, both of the athlete's hands must cease contact with the slam ball. Peter will show us 2 good reps and 2 no reps. Awesome work. Any questions on that movement?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward with that one, so all good.
Good demo guy, if I must say so. Moving on to the bench. Starting with the arms in a locked out position, both dumbbells must be lowered simultaneously to touch the athlete's chest or body before returning the arms to a locked out position. Here we will see 2 good reps. Fully locked out, touching the chest all the way up, and 2 no reps, does not touch the chest or does not reach full lockout. We'll save the non-lockout ones for bodybuilding days, not for this workout. The athlete must keep both feet in contact with the floor at all times. This is a good rep, and this is a no rep. Either 2 feet or 1 foot off the ground. And that's the demo. Any questions on this one, Peter?
No, I think it's all good. Thank you.
Moving on to the dumbbell thrusters. Each set of dumbbell thrusters begins with the dumbbells on the ground. They may be either inside the feet or outside of the feet. It is your preference. The dumbbells must move from the bottom of a front squat to full lockout overhead. Good reps. The athletes must hold the thrusters in the front rack position during the squat. Must be in front rack. If you are putting it on your shoulders onto back rack, it is considered a no rep. The hip crease must clearly pass below the top of the knee in the bottom of a squat position. Good reps. Now 2 no reps where the hip doesn't quite reach parallel. Awesome. A full squat clean with or without full hip extension is allowed when the dumbbells are taken from the floor. That is a good rep. And turning from the side, you do not have to reach hip extension if you're cleaning the rep. The rep is credited when the dumbbells are locked out overhead with the hips, knees, and arms fully extended and both dumbbells are directly or slightly behind the middle of the body. Show one from front on and one from side on, where everything is stacked in a fully straight position. Beautiful. Athletes must continue pressing the rep all the way up until lockout. No re-dipping during the press. Performing a thruster jerk is considered a no rep. We will see 1 good rep and 1 no rep. Turning from the side. And a re-dip with the knees is a no rep. Thanks, Peter. Any questions on that one?
Probably just to clarify as well, you can break your reps up. They don't need to be straight for this one as well. So you can break them up in any order as well, as long as they're done. Obviously 20, 20, 20, 15, 15, 15, and then 10, 10, 10.
Beautiful. And that is your movement standards.
All right, thank you so much. What a pleasure it is to have Alethea and Peter demoing the movement standards this weekend. Now, the schedule this weekend is quite aggressive. As you heard Matt talk about last night, or you may not have, we're trying to replicate what an in-person event would be like. That is, you have to perform an event and you've got a short time window to do so, and then you have to back that up and you've got another short time window to perform the next event. Now, because of this, recovery is absolutely key. And we've been fortunate enough to have partnering with us over the course of this event, the Hydrogun team. And we're going to throw over to Matt because he knows a little bit more about the Hydrogun than I do, and I'd love him to tell you a little bit more about it. Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ed. Without question, the Hydrogun, we were fortunate enough to get a demo unit sent to us last week, and honestly, we were blown away. The quality of these things are absolutely amazing. It's a little bit like unboxing an iPhone, if I'm honest. Everything about it, from the packaging to the content, is absolutely amazing. Some of the details about the Hydrogun, and we're going to see it, and in fact, when we go live in the next broadcast, we'll have one to show on camera as well. But nonetheless, as a kit, it comes with 6 interchangeable massage heads. It's actually the quietest massage gun in the market. Now, some of them are quite loud. This one I can attest to. You can sit and watch the television and hold a conversation whilst using one of these things. So seriously quiet, and a 6-hour battery life. But you know what? Enough words. Let's take a look at what these things look like.
This thing is amazing.
Whoa. And there you have it. That's what it looks like. But okay, so what the Hydrogun team have done, I announced last night, and we'll do so again, that we've got 5 of these Hydrogun kits to give away during the course of this event. So we're going to be pulling names out of a hat, figuratively speaking. In fact, Alethea is going to be pulling them out of a jar, as it happens. But we're doing that live across the broadcast for the rest of the event, and 5 lucky winners will win one of these kits. Now, some of the competitor products, they're quite expensive, you know, upwards of $700–800. The Hydrogun is $399 in Australia, but this weekend, if you use the code, which will be made available to you, and might be on the screen right now, in fact, it will be $50 off. It's just $350. It's a seriously great bit of kit. So when we release Event 3 in the next broadcast, we're going to have our first lucky winner picked out of the jar. So that's enough about Hydrogun for now. Ed, I think you've got some questions for Alethea, am I right?
Absolutely, thank you, Matt. So Alethea, I'm going to test you a little bit about some coaching on Event 2 because it's an interesting one. Can I start, Alethea, with where do you think the sticking point is in this workout? Where do you think athletes are going to make or break their score on the leaderboard with a workout like this?
Yeah, for a workout like this, it is a lot about muscular endurance, and you can get muscle fatigue pretty quickly. So I would highly recommend this one to manage your sets wisely, break up the pressing movements if necessary, because 20, 15, 10, that's a lot of reps, and under that weight and load, it is legit. So smaller sets, never ever go to a grinding point where those dumbbells are struggling to get up on either movement. Take a bit of a humble pull in the first few rounds and try to bring it home strong in the last one. This is definitely not a balls to wall totally type of situation. It is managing that fatigue and just staying consistent and smooth throughout the entire thing.
Now, Alethea, you talked about the 2 pressing movements there, so the bench press and obviously the thruster. Where do the slam balls fit in here? Is that perhaps a movement where athletes could pick up the pace a little bit and worry slightly less about muscular endurance, or will that be something that they'll pace as well?
This one is one that you could probably move through smoothly and calmly. Going fast again will elevate your heart rate, and you've got to remember it is pretty heavy still, so your arms will still get a bit of fatigue. So manage that carefully as well, but you can just consistently move smoothly through the slam ball, but definitely possibly break up those sets on the pressing movements.
And just lastly, can we ask Peter if he's going to follow any of this advice or if he just plans to go excruciatingly fast from the start?
So Peter, Ed just asked, are you going to go excruciatingly fast on this or take any of the advice we've just talked about?
Of course you asked that, Ed. You're just trying to get it in my head. I think I definitely agree with Alethea. This isn't a workout where you can really go all out with it. You do need to break up your sets, particularly with the thrusters. I think these are a movement where you are doing 20 repetitions, 15 and 10, plus you're coming straight off a shoulder exercise, leg and shoulder exercise, and a chest movement as well. So I think you have to be a little bit smart with how you approach this workout. And again, I don't think it's going to be won in the first round, but you can definitely lose it in the first round.
Absolutely. Well, look, thank you so much, Alethea and Peter, for the instructions on event 2, and looking forward to giving this a go. Now, let's have a very quick look at a provisional leaderboard. I say provisional, ladies and gentlemen, because at the moment, behind the scenes, our judging team is working exceptionally hard to try and make sure they can validate scores. Remember, if you have a top 10 score from any of the events, you will be asked for a video, and then that video will be reviewed to make sure it hits the movement standards. Not to mention that even if our judging team had got through those videos, we still have people on the other side of the globe who are slightly behind, so therefore we have to wait for those scores to come in. But let's have a look at the advanced male scores, and at the moment, the fastest time recorded, ladies and gentlemen, is 22 minutes and 45 seconds. And that is by Clayton Carey. And the tiebreak time on that was 1:14. So Clayton definitely took the advice of Alethea and went as fast as possible. Now, if we look across to the female results, and you'll have to just bear with me while I pull these up, we only have one time recorded and put in, but it's an exceptionally fast time. It's by Georgia Bibi, and that's 23 minutes and 26 seconds. So 2 times that are definitely under that 25-minute time position, which we sort of discussed off air that we thought that would be a nice sort of aiming point for a lot of athletes. So yeah, the 22 and 23-minute marks is really fast. Keep an eye on the leaderboard all weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It will be updated. Like I said, there's a few moving parts to that, including the time differences and obviously our ability to validate the scores via checking the videos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Belinda Ryan. She's based in Sydney, and she competed in the Bay Games 2019 and loved it. And she's also competing today. And Matt was lucky enough to catch up with her for a chat. So let's see what Belinda Ryan has to say.
Bel, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you here. How's it all going at your end? Yeah, no,
yeah, good.
A pleasure, absolute
Good.
pleasure. The now look, we certainly connected more recently via Instagram, because it came to light that you're basically competing on your own today, which
Yeah.
I have to say is a bit of a tough gig, and kudos to you. So what's that going to look like? Where are you going to be competing from?
So I'm going to be doing it out of my coach's home studio. So it's called Fit District. So he's setting all that up for me. So we're going to do it out of there. So he'll be with me for the day, and then also my husband and maybe a few others to spectate a little bit.
Yeah, fantastic. Why are none of them doing it? Why isn't your coach doing it?
He said, I asked him, he said that he prefers more to coach people through it. He doesn't really have that competitive edge to him. So he's been really good at pushing me, but he hasn't got that in him. And then my husband threw me under the bus and didn't want to jump in too.
Well, that might come back to bite him at some stage.
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. So how's all the training gone? How's the prep been going?
Yeah, really, really good. I've had actually a really good prep for it all. Obviously with COVID, lockdowns and that were a bit of an obstacle, but I guess it was a matter of adapting to everything. I actually fell into a really good routine through lockdown period, training at home, even if it was in my pajamas, but I stayed warm. Once gyms opened back up, I was a little bit nervous because I was really comfortable with what I was doing. But once I got back into the gym space, I realized how much I did miss it. So it's been good having that space again as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I have to say again, kudos to you. Well done. It's training for any sort of event. Yeah, it has its challenges, and yeah, you, like many others, have kind of battled on through this crazy year that is 2020. And you're no stranger to the Bay Games, though, are you? There, you've done the Bay Games in person here in Jervis Bay.
Yeah. So I did last year for the first time. Absolutely fell in love with the experience. So I was so excited to get back into it this year, and I'm already thinking of booking for March as well.
Excellent. Well, we'd love to have you there. Maybe you can throw your husband under the bus for that as well, eh?
Maybe you can do team.
Yeah, absolutely. Or we've got the pairs on the Saturday night. There you go. You can even put the spotlight on him there. So maybe the pairs on the Saturday night. But no, look, we appreciate your support, and yeah, congratulations for keeping it together during this crazy year. And by the time this goes to air, you'll have I think you have at least one, maybe two events under your belt. So excited to see how you go. And maybe we'll jump back on a call next week and have a bit of a mopping up session and see what your experience was. I guess for you in particular, it sounds like it's going to be a little bit like the Rogue Invitational, or with the CrossFit Games Part 1, where you're going to have your entourage surrounding you in your own private gym.
Yeah, so it will be really interesting. Definitely not having the hype of the crowd like last year will be different, but pretty good at blocking out what's going on around me. So I'm hoping that I can just pretend it's still like that.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic. Well, we wish you well and look forward to hearing how it went. And for sure, we look forward to seeing you and your whole entourage here in Jervis Bay again when we're allowed to run it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, Belle.
And what a pleasure it was to hear from Belinda Ryan, a competitor in last year's Bay Games, a competitor this year, right now I should say, in the Unstoppable Bay Games, and then, as you just heard, a competitor potentially next year in 2021. Now, someone else that we were also lucky enough to catch up with was Karn Porter. Of course, Karn is a very decorated athlete. He's been to multiple CrossFit Games, and he's competed at the CrossFit Games as both an individual and a team. Karn is a massive supporter and ambassador, in fact, of Are You OK? And when he's not working out or competing at the CrossFit Games, you can catch him on social media, and he is really making some interesting posts, and he's got really great insight into people's mental health, and he, in fact, is studying that at a tertiary level. So if we can cross now to an interview with Karn Porter that Matt was able to conduct earlier in the week.
Hey, Karn, good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you going at your end?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good, thank you. We're now in the thick of it. We're running the Unstoppable edition of the Bay Games this weekend. Obviously, COVID came to spoil the fun, but we wanted to show that together we are unstoppable. So,
good.
Yeah, we've got it. We're well underway there now. And I guess first things first. How are you going? Obviously, you did an amazing job in Part 1 of the CrossFit Games. Congratulations for all of that. An epic workout, I should say. How are you feeling, and where are you up to?
I don't know if I say I did an awesome job. I think I did. I got pumped, for lack of a better word. Yeah, I was very underprepared for the event, the nature of the event, the online. So my results reflected that. Had a bit of fun with it though. That was cool. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting back into training now, like focusing on some strength work, which I've not really ever done before. I've never really done like a really, I guess, strength prioritized cycle in my training, and that's been really, really enjoyable. Yeah, really enjoyable, albeit humbling when I do the odd conditioning workout here or there. But no, it's been nice sort of doing something a little bit different, and seeing results especially is always really cool.
Absolutely. I think was it yesterday or today? I saw you did you were just off your 1 rep deadlift PR.
Pulled it to less just more than 1 rep max. It was less than a kilo off my 1 rep max.
Yeah, man.
My all-time 1 rep max. And it's interesting, I've not done a single deadlift on this, like a proper deadlift on this program. A lot of clean pulls, a lot of snatch pulls, but no actual deadlifting. So to pull a number that I haven't hit since 2015, right off the back of a focused deadlift program, and also having had a back injury last year, or started into the start of this year as well, I was really wrapped with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have to say, and I'm not just peeing in your pocket now. The video speaks for itself. You made it look pretty easy standing that deadlift up. Like you didn't seem to be struggling with it at all.
If I could have fit some more weight on the bar, I might have thrown some on there. But the way that I'd stacked it up, I just didn't. I couldn't even fit the clip on one side.
There was literally no more room for any more weights. Absolutely.
Yeah, fingers crossed I can go for a PB by the end of the year.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, that's awesome. And look, we've got everyday athletes smashing their way through this weekend. Individuals on Saturday, and we've got the teams on Sunday. And look, I know you've seen some of the workouts. In particular, of course, I sent you the Are You OK workout, the floating workout. And yeah, love to hear your thoughts around that workout and any advice you've got for our athletes giving it a go this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's a brutal workout. Are You OK is probably an appropriate name for it. I don't know if there's much strategy in that. I think you've just got to ride the lightning, and you want to pace it, because you'll be like, I know people's talk in their head will be like, oh man, like can't go too hard on that ski or it's going to affect you the second minute. But I just think it's 2 minutes. You can hold on for 2 minutes. If you push the pace, like you got to push the pace on both of them, and then just just like understand that you're going to want to slow down, but you're not going to have to. You can kind of keep that pace. So if you can hear that crunching, Koa, as he always does when I'm on the phone, has just decided to come in and do the most noisy thing possible right at my feet, and he's just crunching on a bone.
Come on, let's see him. Let's get the walking with it on here.
Let's see if I can get the phone off.
There
you right there, mate?
Not a care in the world.
No, it's always when I'm on these bloody calls, he just takes it upon himself to come and steal the show.
Well, last time we were chatting, and yeah, certainly you had basically piled up high all of the squeaky toys to try and avoid exactly that.
Oh, mate, it's bizarre. It's really, he's a little pest. But, oh, well, he's the cute pest, so you let him get away with it.
Absolutely. Now, look, I'm conscious of your time, mate, and appreciate that you've jumped on with us. And I know that I've kind of thrown the gauntlet down on behalf of the Bay Games. You're going to have a crack, unofficially have a crack at Are You OK, and try and rope in some of the other gang where you're training at the moment. So for sure, whenever we have some scores available from your end, we'd love to hear them so we can float them out there and just give people something to shoot for. And I mentioned,
yeah, look, I'm not sure it'll be too impressive with my current fitness versus the strength that's going on, but I think it'll still be a bit of fun, and it'll be fun to make the other boys do it as well. I think it'll be a supper fest.
Absolutely, and as we've committed for $1 per cal, all right, for. And I've spoken to the bank manager, and you might bankrupt us, but we'll see how we go.
I don't think you got too much to worry about there, mate.
Very good. All right, Karn, look, we'll leave it there, mate. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And yeah, have a great weekend coming up.
Yeah, no worries. You guys too. Good luck for the comp.
Thank you very much.
Sweet. See you, buddy.
And what a delight it is to hear from Karn Porter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you in relation to Event 2. Now, it's my understanding that already down at the brewery, there is people up to some mischief. And if we cross over there now, I believe that you'll see there's a huge display of the Bay Games. We've affectionately called that big, and it's fallen over just as we cross. Oh dear, but there's a lot of fun going on at Jervis Bay Brewery. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope your Event 2 goes better than that did. Enjoy the combination of slam balls, dumbbell bench press, and dumbbell thruster, and I will see you at 11:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to go through the next event of the Bay Games 2020 Unstoppable Edition. Bye for now.